quick punctuation letters from Wikipedia because I think they look funny.
Oh yeah, Ariana Grande's name on Wikipedia is like Ariana Grande. And it's really weird, it's really funny. So I'm gonna like copy paste it into that.
Oh yeah, I'll look it up right now.
A few moments later.
Which
Sorry, I just saw
the name?
Yes.
Ariana Grande. Today we are talking about everybody's favorite Florida woman. That's right, it's the woman who loves to eat donuts. She is Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande was born June 26, 1993 in Boca Raton, Florida. She has a 4-octave soprano vocal range that ranges from D3 to E7, and she has use of the whistle register. At the age of 14, Ariana Grande was in the musical 13. And if life was fair, her career would have stopped there, because that's more exposure than I'll ever get, and I'm 17. In 2010, Ariana Grande starred on the hit show Victorious, playing the role of Kat. After that show ended, she was volunteered as tribute to star on the next show, the spin-off, Salmon Cat. Ariana Grande recorded songs for the soundtrack of Victorious, and signed with Republic Records after the label's executives discovered videos of her singing covers on YouTube. In 2013, Ariana released her debut album, Yours Truly, and her debut single, The Way, featuring Mac Miller. The album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200's album chart, and The Way debuted at #10 and peaked at #9 on the Hot 100 chart. Yours Truly introduced Ariana Grande as a force in the R&B market, and especially in the pop market. It was influenced by some of the greatest R&B singers of all time, including Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, and Amy Winehouse. Clay.
I'm so sorry. Alright, dang.
Okay,
We gotta start over.
1 year later, Ariana released her second album, My Everything. It differed from her original album in that it incorporated elements of EDM. This album spawned 4 top 10 singles: Problem, Bang Bang, Love Me Harder, and Break Free. This made her the artist with the most top 10 singles that year. In 2016, Ariana Grande released her album Dangerous Woman. This album has strong R&B roots with many features from hip-hop artists such as Lil Wayne, Future, and Nicki Minaj.
Wait, she sang with Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
That sounds so weird. Really?
Yeah, it's, shoot, what's the song? Let Me Love You? Yeah, Let Me Love You. Let me love you. The album had a bit of a flip-flop in terms of executive decisions. For example, Focus was originally supposed to be the lead single off the album, but when it came time for release, it was ultimately removed from the album completely. Unless you live in Japan, then congratulations, it was added as a bonus track. This album was also supposed to originally be called Moonlight after the lead track, but obviously this was changed, otherwise I wouldn't have included it in fun facts about things that changed about the album. This was actually Ariana's first album not to hit #1 in the US, and it was a rather poor showing for Ariana in terms of singles. The lead single still debuted in the top 10 like her other 2 debut singles. This was actually Ariana's first album not to hit #1 in the US, stalling out at #2. It was also a rather poor showing for Ariana in terms of singles. The lead single still debuted in the top 10 like her other 2 albums, but 2 of the 4 singles didn't even crack the top 10. Every Day didn't even break top 50, stagnating at number 55 on the Hot 100. It's still her best album though. Ariana's life would take a huge hit after the release of Dangerous Woman. While performing in Manchester, England, a terrorist planted a bomb which killed 23, including the attacker, and injured 139. Over half of them were children. Her next album is also her worst though, Sweetener. This album gets a pass though. It's the first time Ariana tried incorporating elements of trap music into her albums. And while some songs still turned out decent, a lot of those songs were best left behind. The album did win Best Pop Vocal Album at the Grammys though. Ariana's most recent album, Thank You Next, is considered to be Grande's magnum opus, or in the Espanol, Grande El Worco. In 2018, Ariana Grande's ex-boyfriend Mac Miller died of a drug overdose. Already struggling with PTSD from the Manchester bombing, Ariana Grande turned to music to cope with the stress and trauma in her life. What resulted from this was a work of passion that was truly extraordinary. With the release of Thank You Next, both the title track and the lead album, Ariana Grande became the first artist to ever have all 5 of her lead singles debut within the top 10, as Thank You Next debuted at the #1 position. Since it debuted in the #1 position, Ariana Grande got her first #1 single, as well as joined a select group of artists who had debuted at #1. She then released the second single, 7 Rings, which debuted at #1. She became the 3rd female artist ever to have multiple debuts at #1, as well as became the 3rd artist ever to have multiple #1 debuts from a single album, joining Mariah Carey's Daydream and Drake's Scorpion. Mariah Carey still holds the most #1 debuts overall with 3. Ariana Grande then released the 3rd and final single from Thank You Next, Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored, which, you guessed it, debuted at #2 on the Billboard Hot 100. While it never ascended to the #1 spot, Ariana Grande became the first artist in history to occupy the top 3 spots of the Hot 100 since the Beatles did in 1964. Fun tidbit about the song Thank You Next, Ariana Grande actually wrote 3 versions of the song because of her engagement to SNL star and alleged comedian Pete Davidson. There was a version where they got married, the version we heard, which was about breakup, and another version that had nothing to do with her personal life and was just about breakups in general. Since her debut in 2013, Ariana Grande has become the most followed female artist on Spotify and YouTube. She has also amassed 50 billion streams across all platforms. Billboard recognized her as Woman of the Year in 2018 and declared her the most accomplished artist to debut in the 2010s. She has received many honors throughout her career, including performing at the White House, headlining Coachella, and being my celebrity crush.
What?
You and me, we're gonna do a face mask.
What do you mean?
To end it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
To end it, we're both going to have a face mask and say thank you for watching.
That's really weird.
Would it be funny?
No, that's the only ending they get.
What, this?
Yes, this. This is it.
But we just talked about it. We can't leave them hanging.
I hate you.
Come on, we're gonna do it. Hello, everybody. This is a gentle reminder to buy your grandmother perfume. She loves you very, very much. And it's time for you to buy her Ariana Grande's Cloud perfume because we both look like clouds. Actually, Clay looks like Michael Myers. I look like a cloud. So, yeah, go buy perfume. Amen.
Amen.